May I have more water?
Okay.
It's too late. You can't have any more water. Welcome to the Garlic Marketing Show. I am Garlic. And we are live. I've got my good friend, amazing marketer, and very tall woman, Lauren Petrullo. Lauren, thanks for joining me at Garlic Studios for the first time.
Woo!
I'm excited to go live. Today, we're going to talk about Facebook ads because Lauren's a genius with that. We're going to talk about customer stories because I'm launching the book, and we're going to talk. We're just going to get crazy. Lauren's, you just never know what she's going to say, so I would stick around because it's probably going to be something that's going to make you blush.
Facts. I'm really good at pickup lines, and I have a scale of like 0 to 10, but 10 nines are always reserved for in person. So sorry you're not here. They're worth it.
And of course, this is brought to you by my new book, Testimonial. You go to testimonialbook.com. You can get video testimonials that land the big fish. Of course, it's about video case stories if you've been listening. But you go there. It is coming out August 15th. And you get it. You get a ton of bonuses. You get the case story tackle box tool. You get a referral tool. You're going to get a live workshop if you buy it on the 15th for 99 cents. And it is a step-by-step guide to increasing sales, increasing your marketing, ranking in YouTube, using customer stories. All right, so I've got Lauren.
Hi. I'm supposed to follow that. You've got a book launching, and then it's like, and then there's Lauren.
And Lauren. Lauren's playing to a camera that is not looking at her.
That's the best. Okay, I'm just going to. Is this better? There's
That's
no
better.
camera here. Just go under the table.
Under the table. So, Lauren, before we get started, for those of you who don't know who you are,
Embarrassing. Why not? This is so rude. No, I'm kidding.
Lauren's my neighbor. I found her on the street.
Wait, that could sound way worse.
I picked her up on the street. She was walking the street in her very tall shoes.
So I was noticeable. I was trying to duck the trees.
Lauren, tell us about what you do.
What I do, I'm here to make fun of you. That's all I
Wow.
do. I show up at your house and I'm like, "Hey, let's go on the boat and record a podcast." And then you text me, "I'm not in town." I run a marketing agency, Mongus Media. I own several e-commerce brands, and I do lots and lots of work in the meta space because somehow they have deemed me worthy of being friends with some really awesome people at Meta. So they let me know some great innovation projects that I obsess over and actually follow up on, which weirdly most people don't. So yeah, I follow shiny objects and complete those half-built bridges.
That's amazing, half-built bridges. So Mongoose Media, you work with e-com companies. Tell us a little bit about your background before you started the agency, because you did some interesting stuff.
I mean, I think it was interesting. My mom tells me it was interesting, but we're a very biased crowd. Well, obviously, we're in Orlando, Florida, and I moved here after college in LA because I worked for the Walt Disney Company. I was a part of their in-house idea agency team, which is essentially I was a grown-up 5-year-old, where we would talk about what could we do with crazy, crazy budgets in a what-if world, and that was amazing. And before that, I met my super perfect husband, and we're celebrating 10 years next year. Next week.
Next, congratulations.
Thank you.
You just got confused which husband it is. That's why you don't say his name, because you might find perfect husband.
Spoiler alert.
So, who's here?
People that don't know me will have no idea how funny this is. So sorry about it. You're missing out. And I keep looking at a camera that you said is not on
No,
me.
that one's on you.
Oh.
You were looking at that one before. That one's not on you.
Okay. I was like, it's pointing at me.
This
I
one's-
thought it was looking at
this
me.
one's looking at you.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
I am blind.
Lauren is not an expert at podcasting yet. Even though you're on a lot of podcasts. Your goal is this year is for 100 podcasts?
I changed it to 200.
How many are you at 100 already?
No, but I have booked and closed 87. So I checked this morning. But I've done some repeats.
Yeah.
So, and there's been like other really
Besides
big
this
press.
podcast, which was the best you've been on?
None. Obviously, it's your podcast. No, I am biased. I really like the Perpetual Traffic podcast because they're really smart guys, and it was like an aspirational dream listening to it. And the first time I heard my name referenced, because they had been talking about something I'd been on, I ran upstairs and cried like I had won my first Oscar.
That's awesome.
And then a year later, I became a regular guest, and I'm
amazing.
still crying, and probably looks like it because it's amazing. But obviously, you win
Wow.
because
Ralph and
they're
Cosmo are
here.
great guys.
They're okay. They're okay. No, they're pretty good.
No, they're really good guys. So, what did you learn? I mean, you had huge budgets, right?
Mm,
And you could do
yeah.
anything, but you still had to show some results, right? At Disney? No?
Well, it depends. So, in my role, so as part of Creative Inc., my direct report was the VP of Innovation and Creativity for the Walt Disney Company. And if you looked on roster, I was technically 4 promotions away from being CEO.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, it's on a phone. I need to figure out that charger for because that's the best picture I will ever have. It was like Bob Iger, Tom Staggs, Scott Cunningham, Duncan Wardle. Me.
You're like just 4 assassinations away.
Oh, I thought about it all the time. And my background, like my family history, is related to a royal family in Europe. And so I was like, I know there's some formula you can build out to figure out how many people would have had to die, but we were so excommunicated because a great grandfather married an Irish woman. But I was like, I'm carrying on that legacy of being so close, but so far.
Yeah. Well, and your husband's Italian, so I'm sure he knows some people that know some people. At least the one I know about is Italian.
Yeah, he is from Italy. But yeah, no, of course at Disney we had stuff to hold ourselves accountable to. But what was really interesting about our role, being an in-house idea agency, we would own like 50% of the project, and then the executive leadership team. So like the SVP of the timeshare division, Disney. Why can't I remember it? What is it called? Disney Vacation Club. I'm a member. I can't even remember. The senior vice president of DVC or the SVP of cruise lines, weddings, and interactive events. They would be the other part owners, and we'd coordinate our team, the marketing innovation team, as well as their various team members to bring together these only Disney could do solutions. So we'd be presented with really unique situations where we'd frame it from what if or how might we, such as like how might we create an experience for the 12 to 14-year-old preteen market on a cruise ship so that they are the most excited people to be on that ship. Because you have to think preteens,
Yeah.
they hate everything. And Disney princesses, too old for. Disney adult stuff, too young for. They're in this awkward, I'm going to ruin my parents' vacation phase. So we got to work on like, well, what if they were the happiest people on the ship?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a major theoretical. I mean, it's like that and then cold fusion. Right?
Yeah. Right after world peace.
Right after world peace. Kids are happy. The 12-year-olds are happy on the Disney ship.
Yeah.
And so, what led you then to? I mean, you left Disney, start your own agency. Why did you focus on Facebook and Meta ads?
Sure. Well, so there was a little bit of like a chutes and ladders journey between Disney and starting Mongoose Media. And the previous firm that I'd worked for, we had done a lot with Facebook ads, so much so that we were working with the top hospitality brands in the world, generating, $250 to $500,000 worth of Facebook ads. And we'd been doing stuff relatively well compared to others in the space. And that success was something I was able to bring into smaller clients that couldn't afford, 30, 50 plus $1,000 per month marketing retainers. So it was easy to take the same principles of what worked for these major brands for smaller companies first. And then through making 6 millionaires, the first year I was just working 10 hours a week, figuring stuff out. It kept working. I felt like it was like this Midas touch of Meta, like this Meta touch of gold. And it opened up relationships and opportunities within the Meta business suites. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of employees, but I was able to join and become a member of the Leaders Network. Meta has graciously flown me out for like San Francisco stuff, DC stuff. I was a part of an innovation committee of theirs where we were working on emerging new products within the Meta business world. I don't know. I think it's just because I was really tall and blonde, and I also was like getting picked up on the street from avoiding trees. That those relationships developed, and so when I had that access to product creators and leaders within that platform and getting translatable applications for small businesses that don't, again, have that Disney or those higher end timeshare brand budgets, getting those applications and seeing the success out of them. It grew some case studies that led to referrals. I think you know something about that.
And so you've had some success. Tell me about like one of your favorite success stories.
I didn't kick someone's ass, but I hurt their tushy in the sense of when we took them on as a client, so we were doing their Facebook ads, their Google ads, all that jazz. We grew them from doing 400,000 total as a company to 1.6 million in just online sales.
Wow.
Within like 16 months. So we took them from barely doing any online sales. They'd done a lot with wholesale, worked with a lot of big brick and mortar stores, like big box stores that they were doing wholesale to. And we launched or relaunched their online component because they had been doing ads before, but not the mongoose way. And when the owner of the company first saw the bank statement after we had launched our ads, I was told by their team that she had fallen out of her seat, like literally had fallen out, bruised her rear end, sat on a donut because she had thought she had been reverse robbed. As in, not that money had been stolen out of her bank account, but someone incorrectly deposited as much money as had been deposited just from our first few weeks of launching their ads. And so I like to think I kicked my client's ass, but the chair.
Or you just deposited magic money in their account.
Okay. Come on, let me pretend I'm violent and mean and aggressive and can cause damage.
The people here want to hear about making money and marketing that works.
Fair.
Not abuse. That's the My True Law Stories podcast. Make sure to listen to True Law Stories.
Fair. Yeah, you have terrible stories. Those are, it's like not my genre of horror. It's scary, but I mean, they're real life situations that happen.
Real life situations, horrible stuff that happens to people. Actually, I was talking to a personal injury attorney on it, and they were talking about like a home party that this kid got completely mangled, and then they had to sue the home, and I'm like, and then like an hour later, I was having Max's party. I'm like, we might need to cancel this party.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you're into scary stuff, true law stories.
Yeah.
But so, what is working right now? I mean, you did that. How long ago was that?
What year are we in? 2023? I'm going to say 2018, 2019.
Okay, so
and they've continued, like they ended up selling their company within 2 years for a figure that the owner could never, or I'm not going to say never, but it was definitely like a vision board number for their brand. And it's allowed them to get the investor money to continue to expand well beyond the U.S. border. And we continue to work with their brand abroad. And it's been pretty good.
Oh, I hear from everyone, Facebook ads are dead. They suck. Especially if you're not in e-com.
Oh my gosh. What?
That's what I hear.
You need new friends because the people in your life are wrong, dumb, or doing it wrong.
Yes, they're all those things.
I would say, look, Facebook ads for e-commerce brands is really hard.
Yeah.
Because
really? It's harder than...
for sure, than someone that has a high ticket value product.
Yeah.
And they're doing lead generation, because when you have a coach, consultant, or a service-based industry, you're generating leads. Your primary goal on Facebook is to generate leads or to sell a product that has budget and, space in your margin to compensate your Facebook ads. With e-commerce, you could be in a really low price point and self-liquidation costs hurts.
Yeah.
So for a lot of e-commerce brands to have success on Facebook, you need to be spending money that isn't fathomable for a lot of new businesses. And you need to make sure that you have all the pieces that work for your remarketing funnels, for your email marketing, for your lifetime value and average order value to self-liquidate that initial customer acquisition cost. It's not something that's like unobtainable. It's harder for e-commerce than I think 99% of the other industries. The thing where I get really offended almost, that's not even the right word, just annoyed and like
Pissed off.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that mean of a person.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say, because I've heard this too.
Yeah, fair. It's when you approach Facebook ads and you demand or expect a false sense of relationship to where Facebook ads work in your overall marketing wheel. So people will be like, I need Facebook ads to work. It's my Hail Mary kind of situation. Yeah. And it's like, well, look, this can add fuel to a car that can already drive.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of brands that are in the service space, consulting space, they have a vehicle, they have case studies that they can leverage for their ads. They have existing clients that can speak to the success that they've achieved with this firm. There's a lot that you can do with that vehicle that you can add gas to, which is what your Facebook ads will do. Facebook ads is one of the cheapest place to put your content in front of someone. It's a content first world right now. We're consuming video at a much higher rate, and you can do it in a way that you're spending 20, 40 bucks to get in front of 1,000 people that are potentially your ideal customer profile. And where I think people like, oh, Facebook ads doesn't work. I'm like, really? It comes down to two things. You have to have a sexy offer for an obvious audience. If you don't have a sexy offer for an obvious audience, of course your stuff won't work, but it's not because Facebook ads don't work.
Yeah, and I think this is something that if you haven't watched past 20 episodes I put out, we've talked about offers because most people don't understand what an offer is. Right? And they've read $100 million offer, and I was like, Alex, I'm Rosie. And, and I'm like, that's not you don't have to do that. It's a solution to a problem, right?
Yeah.
It's not the widget.
No.
It's not. No one wants a coach. No one wants a business consultant. No one wants a Facebook ads agency.
They want a lift of 400% in their bottom line.
Yeah, right. Without, wondering where the money's going. Without, all the solutions, and someone that's going to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 24/7 customer service, whatever. So the offer is super important, and actually, I think it's Luke Charlton. I had a great podcast with him. Check it out because he has like 7 points to his offer. We're not going to get into that, but what if you don't know? I mean, audience, right? How are you identifying the audience? Because it used to be like get super targeted, and then people are like, let the ads automatically do it.
Yeah.
And now people are like, I don't know what to do, and Facebook sucks.
Sure. Okay. So that's a really good point for 2023. Right now, what we're seeing in the multiple large accounts that we're in, as well as the smaller ones, is that lookalike audiences are not as effective as they used to be. So lookalike audiences where you use a seed of data, usually a customer list that has a lifetime value associated to a dollar amount, to prioritize to Facebook who on that audience is more important to you and to find others that look like them in the 1%, so they're most matched. Right now, they're not doing as strong as they used to. We are finding a lot more success with broader audiences. And then a side note is in now, summer 2023, in August, there's this new-ish, depending on how deep you are in the Facebook world, of audience targeting. So you can do advantage targeting. So there's the whole Advantage and Advantage Plus suite of products with Meta. But right now, like, broader audiences are doing well if you can leverage first-party data within the Facebook platform or Instagram platform, so Meta. That's going to find you more success. And it's like this whole, there's this theory and assumption right now that the Meta pixel is going to go away. Like it'll be gone by the end of the year or within a year because we're in this permission-based marketing world and the iOS disruption that decimated Facebook ads for a lot of brands that were getting away with really, really terrible offers.
Or terrible content.
Yeah, and terrible content, but it was just a supply and demand model.
Well, exactly. And Facebook was so good at optimizing because they knew where they were. And everyone's like, well, it's dead. I'm like, no, you just weren't really good at your job.
Yeah, and so it's just like, oh, I have to do my job now? Shoot, let me figure it out. But for right now, 2023, drumroll, is the broad audiences. Yeah, because it was
lightning close.
We're in Florida. You can't hear the storm, maying. I don't know if the microphone's picking up. Oh, okay. We'll just say that it was God clapping for my success. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, it was.
But broad audiences are working really well. So if you have a great offer, like a sexy offer, you use your creative to dictate your audience so that your creative curates who this offer is for. So if you're selling Coca-Cola and I can't eat sugar, and your ad is all about how this Coca-Cola is a sugar-free version that gives you the caffeine you want with great flavor, no guilt, no stress, no sugar.
She's really good at this.
Oh my God. No, I'm like struggling right now. It's like, I don't drink soda, or pop. Depends on where you live. Anyways, you use your creative, your campaign, your asset, the copy and the actual video to curate your audience so that I'm going to tag someone else that's in a really big anti-sugar kick in their life. So that you'll tell the audience, you'll tell the algorithm, this is who wants it. And you'll absolutely get everyone else that's not interested in it to ignore you. But it does cost you a bit more because you have to give a baseline of budget for the algorithm to know and understand who's responding to your ads themselves.
Awesome. And so what are you finding as the best content for that right now?
Oh, easy. Short form content that's up to 15 seconds.
Up to 15 seconds, that's it.
The shorter the content, the faster that you can give your offer, the better. You have to remember everyone has like
So you're
Gen
going
Z
offer
nat.
first at top level with like a
Hook.
lead gen?
It's always got to lead with your hook
Okay.
in whatever content you're making, and then you bury the offer in a way that someone's like, "Oh my gosh, yes, tell me more," or you tease it and lead with curiosity so that your offer is revealed on the page. Your ad itself, think of ads like email. I think it's an easy way for some people that aren't super into the ad space. Your ad's primary objective is to get them to stop the thumb scroll. So thumb stopping
scroll.
magic.
Yep.
And you have that's your open line. Or sorry, your subject line for your email,
Yeah.
which corresponds to your open rate. So you can measure your your thumb stopping rate or hook rate. You can, if you're into the space, you just do your 3-second views over your impression so that you can see what percentage. Ideally, you have 30%. If you can get a 30% thumb stop rate, you have $1 million offer. But you want to get someone to stop on your ad.
That's big. 30%.
If you can get a 30% hook rate, you're golden, because you get 30% of people to get their attention on what you have, and that's 98% of the battle. You've captured their attention. Now you have to sustain their attention so that they're going to engage with you, and that is where you have, if you can say your offer and give value in 15 seconds or less, that is so hard for a brand to do. But if you can do it and you can do it successfully, you'll win all day long. But it's okay if you can't do it. If you can go up to 2 minutes because it allows you to do a placement inside IG feed. But you want to lead with your hook. You need to have something that gets them to stop, and they're going to want to stay to watch the rest of what you have to say, deliver value up front, and then you complete or conclude with the offer. Layering in testimonials, layering in case studies, layering in social proof is really near impossible in a 15 seconds. So push up to 2 minutes, but you have to sustain at a pulse where people are going to keep paying attention, because if you drop people off, you've lost that 98% of the battle. It's like, cool, you got me. Next.
Yeah.
And you don't want to like an Ariana Grande approach to your Facebook ads where they're like, thank you, next, and scrolling on past you. You need to capture their attention.
Ariana Grande approach. Yes.
Yeah. We want the Pete Davidson kind of version. So
What's that?
I don't know. It's her ex. So I was trying to think the opposite of Ariana Grande.
Like lingering, just keeps showing up.
Yes.
We don't know why it's sexy, but people think it is.
Oh, there's shoot. You could keep going down this path. I don't know that gentleman, but I'd feel really, really bad if he was to take it. But I think he has enough cojones that his thick skin
If
will
he's
not be
watching this
upset.
and upset by it,
Fine.
I'm winning.
Okay. Deals.
So, I mean, because one of the things we always do with case stories, like when we do the interview, we're pulling out the hooks. Right?
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, because I feel like customer stories have the best hooks. Like, oh my God, this happened to me, right?
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite direct response ads of all time is I sat down at the piano and everyone laughed, but then I began to play. And it's just like, boom, now I can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you're like, no way. He's got to mess up somewhere. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this bait and switch. I thought he was going to embarrass himself.
Yeah.
Now I'm embarrassed for my wrong assumptions.
So, I mean, have you used customer stories at the cold level?
Okay, so when we talk about cold, I put my ads in 5 different levels.
Okay.
Cold for me is like never engage with the brand.
Yep.
I'm excluding a lot of audiences. I'm probably layering in negative lookalike audiences as well. So that's just a hat tip if anyone's not using it. If you have like a quiz, or if you have people that are taking actions that you're like, I'm frustrated. Why didn't you complete at least 20% of my quiz? Or why did you visit my website a bunch and never buy in a 6-month period? Make a negative lookalike audience. So you're telling Facebook, I don't want those people. Mm-hmm. So the cold is like you're excluding your purchasers, you're excluding like your website visitors in a 30-day period. So cold.
Yep.
That's my level 1. Level 2 is where I'm going for that broader like room temperature, not warm, but room temperature. So it's anyone that's engaged with my website in 180 days, your Facebook materials within a year, really, really warm. They've shown a pulse to interact with you. And then 3, I'm on their website. 4 is cart, 5 is customer. So cold using case studies. Where that works right now is we work with a lot of celebrity clients. They're authors. They have programs where you can connect and buy their courses. Using their commercial value and their case studies, layering it in where we have social proof that we warm up, then we'll put that ad in front of a cold audience. So I'll put a video case study, layer in some like celebrity or like really strong social proof, talk about overwhelming amount of credibility and results. Play that to my level 5 customers. Play that to my level 2 warm pulse beat people. Build up a lot of social engagement. And so social engagement to me is at least 50 comments and at least 20 shares. Once you have that, you take that add post ID, you put that in front of a cold audience, your algorithm is already going to force people that want to engage to see it and be like, whoa, shoot, not only do these case studies tell me, look how much the audience is telling. Because what a lot of people don't think about with Facebook ads is comments is a huge gold mine for one, content to put out there, two, what your customers is wanting to tell you. So those are, every single comment is a sales opportunity, but people think of it as customer service. It's not. It's a sales conversation that started. But also people look at comments in Facebook ads the way they look at reviews on Amazon. And we know how much reviews dictate someone's purchase behavior. So if you're running Facebook ads, do not neglect your comments. It will cost your CPMs more if you're ignoring them. You're missing out on huge gold of what people are asking you for.
I mean, it's customer stories, right?
Yes.
It comes back to it. We talk about video case stories, but listen to your customers.
Oh,
That's crazy.
weird.
Right? It's so weird.
Yeah.
And I see some people like annoyed by it. I'm like, these people keep emailing me and asking me questions.
Oh.
I'm like, yes, they're telling you what they want.
But think about it. There's only like 1 in like 14, 15 people that are going to actually speak up and tell you what they want or need. You have 14 other looky-loos that are like, oh, maybe someone else will ask it first. And 1 in 14 is generous.
It's generous by 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and the person asking it, there's 100 people thinking the same exact thing.
And they're looking at how you responded to that comment because they're like, I had that same question. You're not putting sugar. What sugar substitute are you using in your Coca-Cola? And if you ignore them and just say, oh, you can check our ingredient label. Well, you're a butthead, and now you made me work for my answer. Yeah. Like if we could like add like sound effects layering into the live, you're like,
There's sound effects on here.
just like do like the elephant fart of like butthead.
Jenny's enjoying this.
Hey, it's probably like you and my mom are
Yeah.
enjoying this.
We have 0 people watching. So.
Okay. Should I do more elephant farts? No, I'm kidding.
But okay, so obviously there's complexity to this and it works. What happens afterwards? Why are you selling to level 5? Why is it customer story? To your existing customers.
Okay.
And I hear this from people all the time. Like these ads, my existing clients are seeing this. I'm seeing my ad, and I'm like, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But why is that?
So one is, let's go back to the social proof component. A lot of people use the word algorithm. I like to substitute it out for the audience. So people will blame the algorithm. It's not working for me. It's like, no, your audience isn't resonating with what you have to say. So if you can advertise very cost effectively to your existing customer base, they already know, like, and trust you because they've given you your money.
Yep.
You can put your content in front of them for them to love on you and let other people know what they need to think about before making a purchasing decision. So I'm talking about like pennies on the dollar. You might be spending $100 to $1,000 a day on cold customer acquisition. You can spend $10 a day to show your existing content for your customers that love you to love on you in a way that you can't decrease your CPMs on your cold level 1, level 2 audiences in a way as having so many people resoundingly come out in support of what you have to say.
Yep.
Even in bloopers. So this is just a really fun one. If you have a brand where someone is the face and you know that you're creating content, we all make mistakes, like elephant farts. Yeah. You incorporate that into like a bloopers reel and you're saying like, this is behind the products we're developing for you. You'll have your customers say like, oh my gosh, I've loved this. I've supported your projects since forever. I've taken your courses. Like, it's good to know you're human. And that humanization can be leveraged again at the cold level so that people don't think you're just another company that's competing for their ad space on their Facebook profile.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I look at it too as buyer's remorse, overcoming buyer's remorse.
Okay, yes.
And because that's part, when we go through a customer journey, we talk about buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of it. Not only does it prevent you losing the client, but it also increases the chance of them referring someone to you.
Yeah. So a really good Facebook ad, if you can. So this is something we use with e-commerce clients. If you have a product and it takes, up to 2 weeks for someone to get their product, and maybe you have complicated instructions or you have a protocol or you have things that you need to do first before you can use that product for its true success. if you can make a quick demo video or I'm preparing a customer service proactive approach for, again, $2 to $5 a day, if you're doing at least 100, 200 orders, you can have this video saying like, hey, it's Lauren from, Garlic Studios, and we're seeing, did you like the podcast mic you just got? If you haven't gotten it by now, please comment or reach out to us, because you're being retargeted because it should have delivered for you. And if it didn't get there, we want to help you right away.
That's amazing.
And if you've got it, amazing, tag us. Let's see what those posts are showing. Like, we can't wait to see what the studio you built with these new podcast mics. And of course, if you haven't, check your email, because we actually gave you a 6-step guide in addition to the product that shows you different ways that you can position your mic for your podcast so that it accommodates when you're doing a 2-person interview or doing it solo.
You're just good. I mean, it's amazing how you come up with these things off the top of your head. And I don't know. It's such an important concept, not just for e-commerce, to market to your current clients.
Yeah.
I think Facebook ads are a cheap way to do that.
So cheap. $1, $5 a day.
Yeah.
The more you spend, it depends on how large your audience is, and you don't want to have frequency. So again, in this like deeper level, for those that are in it, if your frequency exceeds 3 in a week, you're annoying someone.
Yeah.
But like, it's good to put out content. And if you're already creating content for your cold people, how can you make the assumption that your existing customers see and know you all the time? Yeah. You get a maximum 6% reach on your existing customers. They are being talked to by all of these competitors that want to steal them away from you being a customer. So why wouldn't you amplify your existing stuff, especially to the people that know, like, and trust you, and cycle in stuff so that you know that you're top of mind for them, so that they can refer you or come back to you and repurchase. It's a really silly thing. If you're not even running cold acquisition ads, that's fine. You should have a standard remarketing campaign. Anyone that's visited your website in the last 7 days, or if you're doing content, so anyone that's doing video content, if you're putting out reels, if you're putting out shorts, make a video view audience last 7 days. Anyone that's engaged with any of your reels, retarget with them with an ad that says, hey, it's Lauren with Mongoose Media. You're seeing this ad. Don't lie to people. We know how ads work. We're not dumb.
Well, most people are.
Yeah, but
your general consumer, not dumb, but they just don't understand like how that works.
Sure, and then they'll think like, wow, you're a marketing wizard. Oh my gosh, you totally get me. But at the same time, then like, oh, is Facebook listening to me? Yeah. You tell them, hey, it's Lauren with Mongoose Media. Saw you checking my website in the last few days, and that you also watched one of my reels into full 100%. Well, thank you. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was good. I'm just using this ad so that I can find my people. If that's the type of content you want to see, just comment and engage with this so that I know that I can keep pushing more content out for you. And if there's anything you want to see, let me know. You run that evergreen for $1 a day and you're putting out all this content, all you're going to do is just people like, oh my gosh, I found you from the algorithm. I found you from the discovery page, or my friend tagged you. Your stuff is amazing.
All right. So we're shutting down the podcast. I'm going to do some Facebook ads. Well, one of the videos that, we put process tabs on websites, and it overtook the About Us as most clicked on it. And because most of us, an e-com, this light right here, I didn't know how to use it. I still don't really know how to use it. I should know how to use it. But, 1 second. Jeremy, you're going to shine it right. You turn it
I
on,
didn't do what you did to me.
I know. But people don't know how to use things. They don't know how to do it. So getting a process video in front of people is super important. Having it out there, emailing it, putting in Facebook ads. Lauren's having fun with the light.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, done. Hands off.
No, it's all right. Case in point.
Okay. Mistakes are made. So this light, I don't know what to do with it. Don't you want to know how to use it? You just spent what? Let's say $110 for this?
Yeah. Wow, that was a really good guess.
So
are you marketing these lights?
No. But say you bought this light and you're not using it. It's going to sit where? In your Radio Shack takeover inventory room?
That's video gear.
Yeah, but there's so much video gear. If you haven't hired Ian's team to do your video work, you're paying someone that doesn't have enough equipment, because they have literally everything. But it's just going to sit there. And like, what's worse for someone who developed this product is you buy the product not just because you want people to use it and spend money, but you want people to love it and change their life because someone spent time developing this product. And if you really don't care about people using your customer, great, you won't exist as a brand in 2 to 3 years.
Good point. So where I was going with this is, tell me how, like working with you, how does this process work? How long does it take to get it up? How long does it take for Facebook ads?
To get what up? Oh.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
You're gonna like shine the light on the truth.
No, I'm blushing.
What's the process look like when
to work with you? How long does it take?
Yeah.
Who should call you?
Okay, well the process, I mean, the 2 worst words but best words for any agency owners are it depends.
Yeah.
A lot of it is where someone's going to find success working with an agency is they already have a vehicle that's driving revenue to their business. People will hire agencies too early and don't need to. You hire a freelancer. If you aren't doing at least $10,000 a month in your product, don't hire an agency. It's too expensive. You can hire I was a freelancer for years. You could have gotten me at way cheaper rates, but I learned better. You don't need to successful with guaranteed results. Anyways, so you want to look at the product and see if you're ready to start with an agency style. So if you are doing over $10,000 a month and you want to make sure that your numbers align in a bigger marketing aspect, yeah, like we can talk and I can see where these fit in. We audit hundreds of ad accounts a year. And like a lot of times, like really basic, simple stuff that you don't even have to hire an agency, even if you're the owner doing it yourself. Like, hey, you're dumb. You're not applying the pixel here, or you have your standard pixel events incorporated wrong. You're not excluding these audiences. It's like really, it's embarrassing how easy some of the small tweaks can be. But
You're a super genius, and it seems simple to you.
yeah. Oh, don't ask me to make mac and cheese. I've set my stove on fire twice in 30 days, the last 30 days by making mac and cheese.
How do you do that?
I won't anymore. This is why I have a husband who cooks for me every single day. But twice, I was hungry after 1:30.
Why
He
do you
didn't make me
mac and
lunch
cheese with an Italian husband?
because
Does
I
he get
love
mad at
mac
you?
and cheese. Oh gosh, he does. But it's like one of the few things I know how to make. So he buys mac and cheese as like my backup
Is he
food.
embarrassed buying the mac and cheese at the grocery store?
Uh,
'Cause he's Italian. Like he's like,
no, he's embarrassed when people like order Alfredo sauce thinking it's Italian. Like chicken Alfredo, not Italian. Spaghetti and meatballs, not Italian. So on the like scale of tolerance, I'm good.
all right, cool. So back to your process. But like someone's a perfect fit.
Okay.
What happens?
Assuming they're already running Facebook ads and they're at a place where the current ads aren't performing or they're getting stale ideas. Well,
They don't have Facebook ads.
they don't have Facebook ads. Oh gosh, that's easy. I mean, if they've got a business that's doing, at least $10,000 a month in sales and they haven't run any Facebook ads, oh, that's putty in my hands.
All right.
Let's go. But things that like what that process looks like is we always start with an audit. We look at what their Facebook ads are doing. And if they don't have any, it's like, okay, great. We look at what is your offer. We have to understand who's your ideal customer. What does that profile look like? Who are they? Because we have to write the copy. We have to create static creative and we have to facilitate using what video you have to make sure that that creative curates the audience that is intended for this product. But it doesn't stop. Like a lot of like freelancers, and I think this is where agencies can be successful, but often drop the ball, is they stop at the Facebook ad when you have to understand the customer journey.
Yep.
You have to understand if I'm sending you, and think of your user on their phone as a third grader. If you're seeing my ad, can a third grader understand what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to give you my attention, and then I'm supposed to click on the button.
Yeah.
Am I incentivized to click on the button? Or are you saying, oh, go check out this, and here's that, and by the way, call this number, and
Just super
please,
simple.
please don't do it. Your third grader, think of a third grader. Would a third grader be like, yes, I understand what you're asking?
My third grader could play Roblox and like he was doing like Zoom breakout rooms and I'm like,
You're a Zoomer Boomer.
I'm a Zoomer boomer. But anyways,
Make it super simple. Look at that. And then we have to evaluate how this ad will correlate to the next step, whether they're capturing lead form, whether they're selling a low ticket, like under $50, because under $50 means no consideration is required. It's an impulse buy
Yeah.
for the US market.
Yep, that's what that room's full of.
Look, this one gave you consideration. You better know how to use it because you went more than $50.
Yeah.
You passed the $49 threshold. But yeah, we look at what your offer is. We look at what has been successful in other avenues. If you've never run Facebook ads, what is working elsewhere? And then how can we bring what's already working, not bring rocket science, not inventing the new wheel. what has worked, whether you've done pop-ups, whether you've done in person, whether you're even speaking to your local business commerce, like what has worked there. Let's bring it onto Facebook and make it platform specific. So resizing, condensable short nuggets of copy. We're not sending essays and theses because I don't know why people do that still. Like, why? And then just making sure that all the tracking is in place so that you can give credit back to the ad that saw it.
Yep, nice. And we'll have to have it come back. So that attribution thing is something I want to talk about sometime, but way too many people.
Oh my gosh, we just took over account and they don't have any revenue tracking in any of their email campaigns. It's a multiple 7-figure company. And they don't have any email track. And like, it's okay. Like we find those, we'll jump into it. But you want to know dollar in, dollar out, high level. If I'm spending, let's say $10,000 a month on marketing, I want to know that I'm making at least 15,000.
Yeah.
But then you want to go down deeper and know that the efforts you're making are driving revenue specific decisions on behalf of your customers.
Yeah. And if someone comes to you, like one of the things we always tell our clients is like, start with your customer stories. You'll find your hooks. You'll find your angles. Like
Yeah.
you said, you'll know your customers.
They're telling you what they want.
So if someone comes to you with a bunch of customer stories,
Done.
45 minutes of each customer telling you their entire journey, that's a little beneficial.
Oh, a little. That would be gold. No one has that. Like, I wish we don't get a lot of clients that have all these customer testimonial videos because it's hard. Video case stories. I wish. Well, video case stories, testimonials, anything where someone is saying, I'm giving you my face and my likeness to tell you, look how much this cup has changed my life. If you have those, then you can parse them into a lot of different ways. You can do like a video case story sandwich where you talk about a problem, introduce a testimonial, you talk about the solutions, and now you sell your product.
Yep. That's amazing. Amazing. So how do we get a hold of you? Besides walking down the street.
And picking me up. If you can see, you'll just be like, oh, I see knees at my eye level for the driving. That must be Lauren. My website?
Yeah, where's your website?
Online.
MongooseMedia.us.
.us. Yeah, or Lauren E. Petrullo on any of socials because I'm married into my last name and this beautiful blonde who's like a PhD monkey doctor, brilliant, uncomfortable. Like, why did she get Lauren Petrullo first? I mean, I know why because she was born into it, but I'm not as smart as her. Or maybe. I just don't have my doctorate. She does.
Monkey doctor. Not the monkey doctor, Lauren Petrullo. Thank you so much for being on the Garlic Marketing Show.
You're welcome. I was like, do I do like an like a monkey out? And then I was like, no. But I was like holding myself back from like making this ridiculous monkey exit. But I won't.
And thank you all for watching us. I think it was a whole lot of not live people live because we didn't promote this at all. But let us know what you think of Lauren. And if you have any questions,
only nice things.
Facebook ads.
Only nice things.
And thank you all for watching the Garlic Marketing Show. If you do watch this before 8:15, go to testimonialbook.com. We got a bunch of bonuses that you can get when you get the book, and you'll be able to get the book for 99 cents when it launches.
Do it.
Testimonialbook.com. All right, Lauren, thank you so much for being on.
Always.
And thank you for taking us on your journey. It's been iGarlic and the Garlic Marketing Show. Stop it.
No, you stop it.
And
And cut.